Every platform has its individual traits, and I think one of the things we've learned over the years is ports are never just straightforward, but that's just done on that. You always need to make a few changes, and I think you always need to make changes so that it feels natural on that platform.
I think fairly early on we decided what we were going to go for first. And the barriers to entry to getting things on the iPhone are much lower than they are, say, getting them on the PS3. And also the cost of production is lower as well. If we decided we were going to go for a PS3 game first, it would have taken us a couple of years to make that, and we would have had to have spent tens of thousands of pounds on dev kits and various other bits and pieces.
In a lot of ways, it's a good time to be making games now, in the sense that there's a lot of platforms and they want your attention. So Sony have got the new Vita coming out, they've got the PS3, Microsoft have got the Xbox, and so there's a whole host of new platforms coming. They all want content on them. So I think if you've got good content and you can purpose that content for those platforms, it's a good position to be in.
Originally, when we started the game, me and Stu were sure that that's what we wanted to do, was make sure that the stuff we're developing for art and code would spread across all the platforms, basically. So the code base as it stands at the moment would potentially run on all the platforms that we want it to.
It's again, if you're looking to start your own venture, that's one of the things you'll need is somebody, or people who are good at that meet and greet kind of stuff. There's no way around that. Like any industry, a lot of personal connections really matter. And there's lots of people out there making games, so companies like Sony don't have to work with all of them. They can pick and choose who they want to work with. So they're looking for people who are creative, innovative, doing interesting stuff, and also nice people.
This is the first time we've actually had no external pressure at all to get something finished. And it's the first time we've basically spent our own money as well, making these things. So yeah, I'm proud that it actually exists. The end result is pretty close to what we agreed to do right at the start, and that can sometimes be quite a difficult thing to do in games development. Quite often the end result is actually nothing like what you started out wanting, and often it's a disappointment compared with the grand ideas that everyone had right at the start.
So it's a huge challenge. I think as being a challenge for us as making the game is going to be telling people about the game. And yeah, that we put a lot of time and work into that. And again, unfortunately, Mike's been able to do the stuff coding around the Facebook stuff, so that the Facebook integrates with our Twitter, and Stu's been able to produce great artwork for it. So it's not like it's a completely isolated thing. We're able to put all our resources to this. It's just, when you look at something like Modern Warfare 2, for example, the development budget for the game is about a quarter of what the marketing budget is. They're going to be spending 25 million making the game and 100 million marketing the game. We don't have 4 times our development budget to promote the game.
I mean, I think that's probably the biggest challenge actually for any indie dev studio is visibility. And it really doesn't matter how good a game you make, if no one knows it's out there, it's not going to sell. So yeah, that's something that I think any indie developer who actually wants to make money and turn it into a career needs to think about, probably as hard as they need to think about the design of the game, to be honest. And you need to start thinking about it as you're making the game, not at the end.
It's surprising how important that becomes to you, because you work hard on this thing and you put it out there, and you want somebody to notice it, and if nobody notices it, that would just be really, really bad. But I don't think that will be the case. I think because of the Chaosium link, because of the core Cthulhu nature of it, we've already got a decent buzz building around it. We just don't want to shatter their expectations.